Governor Inuwa Yahaya, that's the governor, then the chairman of the Northern State Governors Forum. Okay. He has reaffirmed that Northern Governor's commitment to addressing the region's insecurity issues. Speaking in Gombe after receiving a report on Northern insecurity from the coalition of Northern groups, Yahaya emphasized the need for a collective approach. He announced plans to convene an all-stakeholders meeting, including past and present leaders, traditional rulers, security chiefs, and civil society organizations to develop implement strategies for lasting peace. The CNG report, led by Bashir Ibrahim, advocates for an all-society approach involving every citizen in the fight against insecurity. Yahaya praised the report as a timely and comprehensive analysis. All right, this is Northern Governors talking about insecurity and how exactly they intend in fighting insecurity, and they've talked about involving and including everybody. Alfred.
Now, you see, in my own village, it is expedient that everyone that inculcates farming as a source of livelihood goes to the farm and comes back home safe. There is an entry point in my village and there is an exit point. Now, at what point do people come into the village? They will be on rampage for 3-4 hours and there's no security operative coming to their aid. Now, the North constitutes the food security of Nigeria, the food basket of Nigeria, the way South constitutes the oil in Nigeria, is it not? Now, when herdsmen keep killing farmers, it means there's going to be food shortage over time. During the protest, we had helicopters hovering the air here in Port Harcourt. So why, within time, can't the Nigeria Air Force say, let's hover the air to see if farmers are safe? Now, the input of CCTVs nationwide, how much will it take us to put CCTVs everywhere? Now, this has to do with what? Power. If there's no power on ground, CCTVs can't work. So first of all, we should be talking about power if we must fight insecurity, because darkness is the worst form of insecurity, because anything can happen and pam, they are not, you don't see them again. Now, at what point do these herdsmen or hostage takers come into the farms? Where do they come in from? And where do they kill people and go out from, without our security operatives following them tooth for tat? Because if these security operatives don't work, it means we are still where we were before.
So when we talk about the insecurity going on in the North, would you say that it has a big hold on the Northern Governors?
It has a big hold because, okay, let me give you an instance. When from the films you watch, if there is more killings from a geographical area, the commandant will channel more armies there. He won't care if everybody will die. He say, please, everybody swell that way. And by the time they are done, they don't come back without getting results. Sorry to say this, they've been appointing security chiefs for a job they know nothing about. It's like putting square pegs in round holes. Before appointing anybody as a security chief, they will ask you, what or how can you fight this to its barest minimum? Year in, year out, they'll put security chiefs in place and we don't get results. And people keep dying in thousands in the North, which has to stop.
All right, let's get your thoughts on this meeting by the Northern Governors to combat insecurity.
Are they still making vow? Well, they're still talking. I was thinking they've passed the stage of talking to action. The insecurity in that region has passed the stage of talking. It has gotten to the stage of action. Personally, I would think by now the northern governors will come out to start telling us these are our achievements. We've put in place CCTVs, like you mentioned. This is the results. We've put in place, we've gotten, we've motivated security agencies. We've bought cars, vehicles. They now have petrol. They have arms and all that.
Really, should these things be even brought to the public?
It shouldn't. But in all of it, in all of this, these are the results. That's where I'm driving to. In everything we've put in place, these are the results. So to come in to still vow, for me, I see it as sounding political. I just want to be in the media. Okay, why the things you've done to motivate the security agency will not be in public place, but the talk will be in public place. I think we should go beyond this talk into action. They should start taking action. When
we talk about the insecurity in Nigeria, I remember the other day we had a heated argument on this table amongst my guests about who should how much power the governor has in fighting insecurity, because we've heard cases of some northern governors calling on the federal government to come fight insecurity. The other day we heard about a particular state that once the military left, the military were everywhere in Assam. Once they left their stands, that was its insecurity stroke, and those guys, you know, the bandits came over. And then the argument was on how much power does the northern governor have, not just the northern governor, the governors now, how much power do they really have in fighting insecurity in their
I think I was in your studio then when we had this kind of discussion and all that. And we said, with that day we stated that the governors will always claim they don't have power for over the security agency. Okay. But you collect security votes. In fact, abuse one governor in this studio, they will come and the same governor will send security agencies against you. So, but whenever it happens, there is always this blame game among politicians, and that has not been helping this country.
So, is it out of place for a governor to call on federal government to come help and combat insecurity in the state?
It's not out of place because that's how the Constitution has made it. That's the power of the federal government. You relinquish these things. And we've even been calling for state police. We've even been calling for, we've said every hand should be on desk. So why are you concentrating it on the federal? If the federal have said we are the only people to be in charge of security, it's left for them to call them. But if you say the states take charge, then they should.
So why then are you making reference to this meeting? When you started your analysis, when you said that are they still talking, that we're supposed to have been seeing results from actions being carried out?
Exactly. They should come.
These are northern governors. These are governors.
These are governors. If governors are saying they vow, why are they saying they vow if you know you don't have the power? You should tell us these are the things we put in place, but these are the challenges. The challenges is that the federal government have the power over security. But you're saying you vow, it means you're saying it like you have the power to tackle insecurity. They are not even saying they have challenges. So let's follow them to say they vow. That's why I said stop talking. Start showing us results. If you have challenges, start speaking out your challenges. If it's with the federal government, but you're not even saying the federal government have vowed. The governors have vowed. It means maybe they've had agreement with the federal government. They are now in charge of the security, so they vow to tackle it. So we are following what the governors have said. They've not said their challenges. So that's my reaction.
All right. How much do you think the cases of insecurity, especially in the northern Nigeria, is being handled currently?
Now, you see, in Nigeria, like I always say, it's a government thing. Like my counterpart has said, they know what they are doing. These people actually know what they are doing. Insecurity can be brought to its barest minimum if we actually want to work. But they know what to do to bring this to bear.
They've not done. Are you saying they've not done what they know to do?
They've not done what they know to do. They themselves are involved in all of this internal wrangling. That is why we are where we are in regards to insecurity in Nigeria.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Because you see, if they want to work, they will work.
All right. So you feel that it's more like a political will not being there?
It's much more than the political will not.
Then what is it? What is required?
Like now, we have our internal security that is supposed to work. Are they working? we have the Amotekuns, or we have the OSPAC, we have others that bear different names, that is supposed to be coercing with other government agencies to make sure this insecurity works.
Okay.
But it does not work. Why? Because government agencies knows what to do, but they don't do what they're supposed to be doing.
All right, talking about agencies and stakeholders, let's go to our next story.